If you enjoy both African hunting and older rifles, double rifles, bolt action rifles of Holland, Rigby, Wesley Richards, Jeffrey, Mauser, please hit the subscribe button below and join our community where we discuss this. Today we're taking a look at two rifles from the firm of John Rigby and Company, a firm which was made famous by several calibers that really stood the test of time. The 275 Rigby and the 416 Rigby as really good examples. Now the firm of John Rigby and Company almost had three very distinct pieces of history. The first piece of history was really from origination until it ceased trading in London. The John Rigby from which the name descends was actually born in Dublin, Ireland. So the firm really didn't start off as a well-known London gunmaker. It started off in Ireland, was moved across the Channel, and then established in London. And in the early 2000s, in that period between 2005 and 2010, the firm was actually acquired by a consortium of American businessmen who brought all of the journals, all of the ledgers, and really the business to America and tried to set it up to trade out of Paso Robles, California. And unfortunately in that period a couple of things didn't quite go according to plan, and the reputation really suffered a little bit from that. However, in that period preceding 2013, the firm was actually bought back, moved back to London, is trading out of London, and I think is on the path of really establishing a really rosy future. Today the firm of John Rigby and Company can be visited at their Pensbury Place address in London, and once again a true John Rigby rifle can be commissioned to be built. They also have all the ledgers available there if you want to peruse serial numbers, and they also have a really high quality museum with some really fine examples of rifles from the yesteryear. I truly believe that a lot of the success that Rigby is experiencing today is attributable to their CEO, Mark Newton, pictured on the right here. A young man with great vision, but exceptional passion, and truly not scared to roll up his sleeves and get the work done. For those of you who would like to know more about the history of Rigby, there's a really good book called Rigby, A Grand Tradition, which were put together by three different authors, Kalibi, Helsley, and Sanger, and it covers really the total history of John Rigby and Company right up to about 2010. Really good piece of reference, very well illustrated. The two rifles we're going to look at today come in calibers 275 Rigby and 416 Rigby. Now some of the really handy recent events is that Hornady has decided to actually load 275 Rigby with a case head stamped with the 275 Rigby name, which makes it really easy to buy this factory ammunition and shoot it and actually travel with it to Africa, where very often it's a prerequisite for your head stamped ammunition to really truly match your rifle. And you know, even though the 275 Rigby from Hornady is loaded in a 140 grain bullet, I do prefer a slightly heavier bullet, so I use the Swift A-frame in 160 grain to actually reload the Hornady brass. Very effective in Africa. My son loves to hunt impala with it, and so far so good. It never lost an animal. Majority of them one-shot kills, so a very effective bullet and very well penetrating bullet. A really good, I'm going to say small to medium game rifle for Africa. Now to the right of it we actually have the I'm going to call it the more favorable or the more famous rifle from Rigby, the 416 Rigby, and the 416 is a well-established caliber, really well penetrating caliber. And again, the choice of ammunition today is vast. Hornady offers it Nosler, Norma, Federal, so it's really not difficult endeavor to find good quality ammunition for the rifle. If you reload, just exactly the same. Swift A-frame you can get, Woodley you can get, I like the Woodley hydrostatic solids, an example on the far right there. But really very easy rifle to reload for, very easy to get good quality ammunition, and again, that makes travel to Africa really and truly a pleasure. The two rifles we're looking at are recent Rigby manufacturers. So the rifle on the left is a 275 Rigby in the Highland Stalker series. The one on the right is a big game series 416 Rigby, and these rifles are not with any upgraded wood, so this is the standard type deal you can buy. But again, you can see even in the standard deal, it is a very high quality rifle, very high quality wood actually. So your imagination and your wallet really will dictate how much you spend on these rifles. Now, these rifles are built on genuine modern Mauser actions, and we'll take a little bit more closer look at those shortly. But they're straight wall, very brand new Mauser actions, very reliable controlled feed actions with a Winchester type safety mechanism, very easy to handle, and they are very, very smooth actions. Both rifles came supplied with the ability to put a scope on it. The dangerous game rifle, or the big game rifle, actually has the corresponding slot for a rectangle quick detachable scope milled into the front square breech of the action, and for the Highland Stalker, it just came with a corresponding basis. So a very easy setup, very quick and easy to remove those scopes. They return very well to point of aim. Very, very easy and reliable setup. Again, both of them have the rear island with fixed sights, and then the typical Rigby characteristic on the front is a little bit of an open space between the muzzle end and your front sight. So that is a characteristic of Rigby. Interesting how the rifles were set up. If we just take a little bit of a closer look at the Highland Stalker, and I just want to show you how the sling is attached to the specific rifle. The Highland Stalker comes with those big eyelets where you actually thread a leather sling through and you tie it up. It is exceptionally quiet. It's a very simple procedure to get that set up, and Rigby actually supplies a high quality leather sling for this rifle. Again, it is a rifle that actually has very, very nice aesthetic appeal. A slim rifle, built in the classic British tradition, and sleek lines, high functionality, not a lot of gimmicks on this rifle. Good quality working rifle. The same holds true for the 416. Obviously, it's a rifle with significantly more recoil, shooting a far bigger caliber. It comes with a grip cap that actually has a trap door in it, so you can put additional sights in there. It does come with cross bolts, so the cross bolts are attached, you can see them there, and then again, rear sight, and a little bit of a heavier barrel because of caliber. And this rifle is actually set up with a complete sling swivel, so you just buy your sling and thread them through the complete swivel. Again, a very functional rifle, very easy to set up, and absolutely a pleasure to use. We'll take a look at my son's setup with his 275 Rigby in a canvas canvas case. So firstly, he insisted on having both trade labels in there, the old one and the new one. But you can see very clearly from the Highland Stalker type rifle, I'm going to focus in and maybe zoom in a little bit on that grip there. It has the Prince of Wales type grip, no metal grip cap. It makes it a very, very nice handling, fast handling, slick gun, almost like a shotgun. The Rigby engraving on the magazine floor plate, very, very nice touch there. And this rifle fits in this case with all of its relevant bits and pieces. He carries his hunting knife in there, stores all of his turn screws and cleaning equipment in there. So we'll quickly put that gun in properly and just run it down and show you how it looks when everything is packed in properly. And there we have it. From the left, it's cleaning equipment, oil bottle, the rifle with a little strap around the pistol grip to keep it in place, the scope and the sling fit just above the rifle, and then moving forward, the bolt, the knife, turn screws and the rest of cleaning equipment all fit towards the right there. So a very simple setup, but still very effective for a really high quality rifle. Rigby also offers custom gun cases for most of the firearms that they manufacture, and I recently acquired a canvas and leather case for the Big Game Series rifle in 416. So they actually have a little deal here at the bottom that indicates that it's for the Big Game Series. But again, if you prefer to have a full length leather case, they will gladly put it together for you. The inside of the Big Game rifle case is in the traditional Rigby royal blue, and again, very well constructed. What I really like about this specific case is that it has enough space in that far left container to actually carry the scope. It is not uncommon today with you know, maybe slightly larger rifle scopes that we use, that you end up with a case and the scope doesn't fit. So in this case, I actually have a hunting knife, a velvet cloth, the bolt, and the scope in that specific deal. Just to the right of it, there's a Rigby oil bottle, and this case is actually deep enough for that oil bottle to stand upright. And there's the additional leather pouch with all the jag and brushes to clean the rifle. Just like many of the original British cases, you'll see that the rifle lies high up in the case, and that is to create space below it. If you look at this case, it is designed very much like in the old days with people traveling by steamer. I actually have a cap underneath the rifle sights there. To the back here, there's 2 boxes of ammunition below that rifle, and there's also a cleaning rod below that rifle. So you can see it rides pretty high, but again, a fantastically snug fit. And even though it's a modern case for a modern rifle, just built along maybe more historic lines, it works very well. It's practical, takes care of everything that you really want protected. And you know, if you just go to the range, I think it fits very well. Towards the bottom here, there's a set of turn screws in there, and then obviously this long slot below the rifle is for the sling. So again, everything packed in there very well protected. Very simple layout, but very effective. Both the Rigbys discussed today has actually traveled to Africa. Here's my son with his 275 Highland Stalker and one of the Impala he's hunted. Mostly a meat hunter, so most of the Impalas that he hunts are not for trophy purposes, but really to produce camp meat and biltong for his grandparents. During 2018, South Africa went through a horrendous drought, and we were fortunate to hunt during that specific period of time. This is an exceptionally old zebra stallion. If you look at the forehead there, you can see that most of the hair is gone, old and gray, and he was actually a victim of a lion attack with the right front leg severely damaged, became infected and was actually suppurating, and a single shot from that 416 Rigby ended his misery. We also had the opportunity to put in a good stock on this really nice old wildebeest bull, and again the Rigby with a single shot concluded the hunt. The final animal hunted that year was this old giraffe bull. As you can see in the back, that drought was really taking a toll on lots and lots of animals, and giraffe really get hammered pretty hard, because you can look, if you look at those trees, there's really nothing for them to eat there. And the trophy feeds on a giraffe bull like this. Actually bought some feed for some of the rare, most endangered species as well. So I think all in all, again, hunting paying for the conservation of other species there. But the Rigby did really well in on this giraffe bull as well. The first shot actually taking him through the humeral bone, and second shot through the neck, concluding the hunt. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and until we meet again, stay safe and happy hunting.